One comment I hear often is GenAI cannot handle numbers and cannot handle data. This is not correct. It can, but only when you guide the model to think step by step and to show the reasoning and to show the calculation. If you simply ask for a number, they might guess and they will get it wrong. But if you ask them to explain their assumptions and their calculation and walk you through their logic, they usually get very close to the correct answer. Let's try an example, the electric vehicle charging stations. Let's try to estimate the total addressable market. To estimate the market, I used the reasoning model O3 and I told it estimate the total addressable market for electric car charging stations for electric vehicles across London using only reasoning and publicly sensible assumptions. Show every assumption, show every calculation step by step, no external research yet. And when I read the answer, it is very logical. Even when, let's assume there's one of those numbers is wrong, the structure which it took and the approach that the model took helped me as a human to know, okay, what is the best approach to calculate a total addressable market? And then at the end, it gave me an estimation of 80 to 85 million per year of total addressable market. But then humans need to validate the answer, but it saves a lot of time. GenAI also can analyze reports, can understand data. I wanted to demonstrate the ability of large language models to understand data, charts, extract numbers from complicated, sophisticated tables. So I downloaded the alphabet earnings and I gave it to ChatGPT O3. And I created with ChatGPT 4o a prompt, a comprehensive prompt. And I told it, okay, given these two PDFs, please analyze this company and tell me whether it is worth investing or not. It made some analysis, then it gave me the answer. Very sophisticated, very professional, very complex, as if you have a Wall Street analyst who have 20 years experience giving you advice. Might sometimes get some numbers wrong here or there, but this is again the role of the human to validate the data. But overall, it saves me enormous amount of time. Another use case is it is able to read and create charts. So for example, I saw this chart. It was very complicated. I was not able to understand it. So I copied, pasted this chart here to ChatGPT and I tell it, I saw this chart, I didn't understand it. Please explain it in simple terms. So it explained it to me in really very, very simple terms. Now I understood it. And it took 1 second. So generative models like GPT-03 and 4o and Gemini, they can manipulate data, but even the more impressive is specialized models. Some specialized models and some companies that are focused on analyzing data is super impressive. Another level of time saving. Let's check this example from a company called Shortcut.ai.
This shortcut looks pretty familiar. It has near perfect feature parity with Excel. You can open up existing Excels and work from there, or you can export them. And of course, you can run formulas. But you can also one-shot most of your work and come back when it's done. Here's Shortcut solving one of the hardest problems in all of Excel, the financial modeling World Cup case that takes about an hour. I attach multiple PDFs, and I ask it to solve it using the existing model and to make a new sheet with the answers. Now, it actually uses the existing model the way you're supposed to and using real Excel formulas. So it fills out the net revenues, it then goes and starts to tackle costs and fills out the rest of the income statement. Then it starts tackling the balance sheet, and it realizes that the PP&E line item is messed up, and it just recursively solves its own mistakes. So it fixes the PP&E, fills out the rest of the balance sheet, and then it proceeds to the cash flow statement. Then it makes a new sheet for the answers. Shortcut completed this case in less than 10 minutes and in a single shot. Shortcut is also very strong at building complicated models from scratch. Here I asked it to build a multi-tab pro forma cap table for a post-Series A company. And it did this in a single shot in less than 10 minutes, something that takes professional lawyers up to a full day to get done correctly. Shortcut can clean, edit, and analyze data way faster than humans can. Here I fed it a 5,000 row CSV of all of the companies that have ever been through Y Combinator, and I asked it just for some deep insights. It charted it and it built dashboards that explained the data to me. And here it turns out the majority of companies are still active, they are B2B, but the consumer has a higher success rate.
Impressive. There is hundreds of millions of people using Excel every day. And with these kind of tools, our productivity will skyrocket.